Hi guys, so I'm doing my presentation on Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and I did mine based off a story from a girl in my sorority. For the sake of this project, we're going to call her Abby and her 13-year-old niece Becky for reference. So Maslow's hierarchy of needs pretty much has 5 steps to the pyramid. The first being physiological needs, safety needs, belonging and love, esteem, and self-actualization, which is the top. So for the beginning, Becky grew up with her mom, who decided to not work and receive government funding for housing and for food and stuff. And she decided to sell drugs for a living, so her income was never stable. So I have down here a picture of food with a question mark. She never really knew when she was getting her food and what the food would really be. And then a picture of Section 8 housing. So they were granted Section 8 housing, but her mom did end up going to jail a couple times, and Section 8 housing is supposed to be removed after you go to jail, so she never really knew where she was gonna live. When her mom did go to jail, she did live with Abby's parents, so her grandparents. One of the times was because she got filed for child neglect. She failed to bring Becky to school for 50 days consecutively, so she was taken away for that. And so the next tier we talk about is safety and needs. So her mom did get sent away, like we said, and she also used drugs to make a living, and so she never really knew like if her home environment was going to be safe or not, who was going to be there, if they were going to have money. And also a picture of a little girl that says, if you tell anyone. She was also abused and neglected from a young age. She had to do her own cooking, her own cleaning. She was pretty much held as an adult even though she was a child, and so that kind of built those really rocky foundation. So the next one up is belongingness and love. So currently at the age of 13, she is really seeking stability from anyone she can get it from. She clings on to people if she feels an attachment to them. So she currently has a boyfriend because this boy will give her attention, so she's clung on to him. And it's not a very healthy relationship from what I've heard from Abby, because she just needs somebody and she's chosen him to need. But she also lost her dad at the age of 8 to a drug overdose. So people jokingly always say that if someone has daddy issues, but in this scenario, it's truly a real thing. So that's hence kind of why she's a boyfriend at such a young age. A male has given her attention and she's latched onto it. So the next one is esteem needs. She tends to isolate herself. She really doesn't like being the center of attention around people. She is a little more comfortable with family and friends, but in large settings, she hates the spotlight being on her. And so isolation/depression is kind of a main area for her right now. And the top I have a picture of a therapist. She is going to therapy, which is causing some breakthroughs. Unfortunately, I don't think if we're using Maslow's as a guide that it's gonna have a whole lot of benefit because of her foundation being pretty rocky. So she's getting a little bit of breakthrough. Abby's parents are really encouraging her to go and set up all of her appointments, but because she doesn't have those sound few blocks, her reaching this pinnacle point of self-actualization isn't going to be happening anytime soon, especially because so much of this happened in her early childhood and adolescent stages, which are such a crucial part of forming who we are. So this is how I related Maslow's hierarchy of needs to our presentation. Again, Maslow's hierarchy of needs is a motivation theory in psychology, and it's comprising of the 5 tiers, pretty much stating that the needs lower down are the basic needs, and we all work our way up to the top needs if we have those strong foundations. All right, thank you.